Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And I'm using this funny thing, so I'm just going to put it here. I have just arrived in Vegas, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring this message to you guys today, which is why can't you be the you that you are when you're in Vegas in your everyday life? And the reason why this just sort of popped up into my head is somebody said to me, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and you know, there's just this amazing vibe. It's my very first time experiencing Vegas, and like I said, I've only just arrived, so I'm about to go and explore, and it's got this just real, you know, this free vibe. Like, it's just fun. It's just, yeah, it's like everybody's on holiday and everybody's in a great mood. And even though we had to stand in this huge line that was like being in the airport, you know, everybody was still smiling and excited and having a great time. And it got me thinking, like, why is it that we need to escape and we become this different person? Say we go to Vegas, or we go out and we go partying, or whatever we do. And I want to ask, why is it that we can't be the you that you are when you go and party and go and have fun and go and let loose? And one thing that pops up for me is that so many of us are not living authentically. We're always repressing parts of ourselves, suppressing different parts of ourselves, and not fully just stepping into and owning all of who we are in our everyday lives, that we get to a point where we need that holiday, where we need that escape, and where we need to just go and party and have fun, and that's where we feel free to be all of who we are. But I want to put it in your minds that if you are not able to let loose and be all of who you are in your everyday life, I want to ask you why. What are those parts within you that you're completely disowning, and maybe you've got some shame around? Maybe you are, you know, feeling kind of guilty about the desires that you have or the things that you want to do in your life, and you actually burn yourself out by pretending and suppressing so much in your everyday life that you have to have that holiday, or you have to have that drink at night, or go and party and forget about everything and just distract. And that's what I really wanted to bring to you guys today. And I'm sure I'm going to have so many amazing stories to tell you guys about the funny people I'll probably meet here in Vegas and the experiences that I'll have. So I'll no doubt be bringing some of that to you guys. But definitely want to check in with you. I am so ready to go and explore and grab some great food and have a cocktail or two. So I can't wait. Angel, awesome to have you, and David, and Hanny, and Stephen, and Carolina, and Onus. I don't know if I said your name right. Moises, awesome to have you, and Donald, and Hassani, I love having you here, and Rihanna, and Mark, and V. Anthony from Kansas City, but in Colorado. Beautiful. I'd love to get to both of those places. Kim, awesome to have you. And Nas, you're in Vegas. I'm not far. I'm in Bakersfield, California. Awesome. I love that. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy my time here. I'm actually just looking out. I'm staying in the Bellagio, hope I said that right, hotel, and looking out over Caesar's Palace. And yeah, it's, you know, I've always wanted to come to Vegas, and I've heard so much about it, so I'm super excited to be here. And Leroy, not a fan of Vegas, you like Hollywood. Awesome. I was in Hollywood about a year ago and exploring that place. I didn't do too much there, but I'd love to get back and explore it some more. And Mike, awesome to have you. And Angel, people are stuck in daily routines. Yeah, they're stuck in daily routines, and they're also stuck in these limited roles that they are expecting themselves to play in. And ultimately what those roles do is, you know, it makes and shames different parts of ourselves, and we can stay really stuck. And that's when we get into that state of just needing a release, rather than bringing that into our everyday lives and recognizing where we're not stepping fully into our authenticity. Maybe we're not stepping into all of the things that we want to be doing in our lives, and we need to ask ourselves why, and we need to be able to bring all the different parts of who we are into our daily lives, so we don't just need to go crazy and let loose and, you know, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But anyway, it's a funny concept. And Lizzie, awesome to have you, and Rondi and Misty, awesome. I love when you catch me live. And Chris, my day is going well. I've been in the car traveling for about 5 hours, but yeah, I'm so grateful to be here. And hey, Rondi and Martin and Stephen, they have great shows there. Yes, and if Dawn, you're watching, I haven't got back to your message yet, but I am so excited to check out the show that you suggested. Oh, and I have heard incredible things about it, and it's playing at this casino and hotel that I'm at. So thank you, Dawn. And Daniel, awesome to have you. And Rosa, you're going to Vegas in April. Awesome. I'll hopefully give you some tips if I get any over this trip. And Thomas and Sudharashan, oh man, I suck at your names, but I love having you here. And Shlomo, nice to have you. And Thomas, yes, I am in Vegas. And Muritesh, do talk about how to change identity and make a good relationship. Okay, I think that one could be probably a whole new topic, but let me know what you mean about that. So changing identity and creating a good relationship, I'm hearing you say there. And Martin from France, it's 2 a.m. Well, thanks for checking in with me. And I just, driving past, getting to the hotel here, there's actually, it was really weird, like they have the like a replica or a smaller version of the Eiffel Tower here, and that it just looks so crazy. I love it. I might go get a bit of Paris action over there. And Savula, nice to have you. And Roy and Shane and Camelia and Jen and Helen and Rodrigo, nice to have you. And Misty, in working on not people-pleasing as much. Oh yeah, you're working on not people-pleasing as much. I was so focused on making sure everyone was happy around me that I lost myself. I agree, I escape because of burnout. I'm at a point now that I do for me at least once a week. I feel better and happier. I'm becoming me again. Thanks for your messages. Awesome, 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 Misty. And I completely, totally relate. And it was mainly for me when I was working in the corporate world, and you get to Friday and you just like, I really just wanted to let loose and just forget about everything and go crazy all weekend. And then you get to Sunday night and you're like, that dread of like having to go back and do the things that you weren't really called to do, that weren't really in alignment with you. And also, that whole people-pleasing idea, really, really resonate with you there. And when we're consistently selling out on our truth, based on the perceptions of what we think people want us to be like, so that we can gain their approval, their connection. And yeah, definitely that is a massive burnout. And I think it's a really great way of looking at your everyday energy levels. Are you really just like drained each day? And if you are, my experience has been, obviously there's like the physical elements in terms of what you're eating, consuming, how you're sleeping, your stress levels, all of that stuff. But ultimately, I really do believe that we get really energized when we operate from our truth, when we enter what I call our flow state. And that's what we need to discover for ourselves. And sometimes we need to check in with ourselves about our daily energy levels to work out, hey, what's going on here? And question that. Am I looking after my health? But like, get deeper than that. Am I really operating authentically, or am I just burning myself out trying to be someone that I'm not, and please others and do these things that I really don't want to be doing? So it's really good to check in with our energy levels in terms of our self-awareness. Awesome. Oh, great, Jen. That always fantastic. I'm really pumped to see it. I've heard some great stuff. And Stephen and Josh and Daniel and Zane and Josie and Leroy and Jen and Alex. Awesome to have you guys. And Elf. And thank you so much, Jen. Appreciate you. Grateful you're finding this valuable. And George, awesome to have you. And I just saw Leroy jump on. I'm so sorry. I nearly forgot your question that I wanted to just touch on right now. And you asked me earlier, you asked me to talk into agitation, and you know what, like I'm gathering that you're experiencing this agitation and you don't know how to control it or handle it or stop it. And I just wanted to bring the idea to you that when we are in that consistent anger and agitation, there's a good probability that you have been suppressing a bunch of emotions, probably for a long time, and it's all based on that suppression. It's got to come out. You know, I love to use what we call the beach ball analogy. So if you think of all of those emotions that we have as a beach ball, and when you're suppressing your emotions, you're trying so hard to keep that beach ball under the water, under the surface, and you can only do it for so long before it explodes back out again. And if you don't deal with the emotions that you've been stacking, that you've been trying to hold down and suppress, and you just go from one extreme to the other, usually it's this loop that we get stuck in, from kind of sadness and depression to anger and outrage, and we just keep shifting between these two. And what I would say to you, Leroy, is I would ask you to give the release letter technique a go. I've done a video training on it. I will link it up for you in this episode once I've signed off, and I would get you to have a go at feeling through all of those emotions. Start with that. It's probably going to be a long process. I'm not going to lie to you about that. And another thing I wanted you to think about is that you might have heard me talking to the 6 human needs, and 2 of those human needs are opposing. They're like on a seesaw, and those are love and connection and significance. And what happens is every single one of us, we're here to love and be loved. But when we do not feel that we are worthy of love, we go for significance. And if you look at the difference between love and connection and significance, love and connection is all about connectedness, oneness. It's about, you know, really feeling that connection. There's no separation. It's that connectedness. Whereas significance is there has to be a winner and a loser. You know, there is always differences, there's always separation, and I want to be more special than you. And oftentimes when we are, you know, not valuing ourselves, like I said, we don't consider ourselves worthy of love and connection, we will go for significance. And the way that you often see that come out is anger. You know, it's trying to be, you know, that angry energy is often coming from a place of significance, which is ultimately coming from a place of not valuing ourselves and coming from that fearful place. So it's kind of like this protection mechanism. So they're the 2 things I'd love for you to think about, Leroy. First of all, the release letter technique, shifting through those repressed emotions that get us caught in that agitation and that consistent agitation, and maybe you're oscillating between, you know, that sadness and that apathy, and then getting really angry and agitated and feeling out of control. And also looking at your relationship with self and doing the work that you need to do, which every single one of us needs to do, in terms of building our value and worth of ourselves. And when we can do that, we relinquish the control of agitation and anger and that need and desire to chase significance, and we can ultimately come back into balance and create more love and connection and you know, oneness. So I really hope that this has been valuable to you guys, and thanks for jumping on, Leroy, and reminding me. I almost forgot. And Megan, awesome to have you, and thank you so much for your kind words there, Elf. Appreciate you so much. And Robbie, if there's anger, change is needed. Most definitely. You know, every single emotion that we experience, I don't believe any is negative or positive. They are alerts. They are our alerts to things that we need to look at, change, shift, and transform from, or even just surrender to and really feel through, because that's what's happening when you're stuck in a cycle, an uncontrollable cycle of agitation like you were talking about, Leroy. Then ultimately you are not surrendering to the emotion. You're judging it, you're condemning it, you're trying to repress it, and that's why you can't get out of that loop. So hope that was valuable. And Paul, Thank you so much for your kind words there. And Alex, I believe that you shouldn't change the person who you are for no one, especially when it comes to love, to please others. Love your talk sessions. Thank you so much. Cold and wet Melbourne. Awesome, Alex, from my hometown. I'll be back there in a couple of weeks. So love that. And yes, I completely agree with you, Alex. Sometimes it's easier said than done, and sometimes we do, every single one of us, when we're not valuing ourselves and we're seeking that validation in the external, that's when we get stuck in that people pleasing and selling ourselves out to burnout, and then we just need to go and escape and get to Vegas and whatnot. So I love that. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts here, Alex. And Bradley, awesome to have you. And Jeannie, I love it. And Dinesh and Clinton. Jen, I love that you're enjoying this talk. So guys, that is it from me today. That's my message. Laval, you've just joined me. I love having you here. I hope you catch the recording and gain some value from today's message. I really hope that this message has triggered you to really think about how you're showing up in your daily life and to stop selling yourself out and to own every piece of who you are so that you don't have to burn yourself out and need an outlet and an escape and transform into this other version of yourself because you're so repressive in your daily life. And yes, I hope that has been valuable to you guys. And thank you so much for your kind words there, Jen. Appreciate you so much. And Chris, awesome to have you. I hope you catch the recording. But that is it from me today, guys. I will be coming at you for the next couple of days from Vegas. I can't wait to share my experiences here with you all. And if you have any tips for me, definitely let me know. Where's the best places to go get a great cocktail, some great food? I'm going to go to that O show, but yeah, definitely let me know your tips, guys. I'd love to hear from you so much. And I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming at you from wherever you are in the world today. I appreciate you so much for spending your most valuable resource with me right here, right now. That is your time. And I really hope that this message has added value to you. Sending you so much love.